Steex Audio Video Production. Today I'm gonna show you the TC Electronics Plethora X5 version. So before jumping into review, I have to send a huge thanks to Lucky Music that sent me this gear to try out to make a video here for you. You have the link in the description if you're interested to purchase directly from Lucky Music. They can ship all around Europe without any problem. Before start the review, I don't know the correct pronunciation of this gear. I don't know if it's Plethora or it's Plethora. I think it's Plethora X5. This is a modulation effect because inside you don't have the dynamic kind of effects. Well, actually you have the compressor and noise gate. You don't have any overdrive, fuzz, distortion, wah pedal, and no any of these kind of dry dynamic effect that you usually put in front of the amplifier. You have all the sort of modulation, delays, reverbs, pitch shifter, noise gate, compressor, then you have chorus, flanger, phaser, and so on and so forth. I'll show you in a moment. So all the kind of modulation effects, let me say. So for sure, this has to be coupled with an amplifier, and if you want, also overdrive pedals. So today I'm gonna show you 4 different presets, actually are called tone print, that I've created for this video. And again, of course, I deep dive into the menu to show you the browser, how it works basically. So before start, I wanna introduce you the routing that I'm using today. I'm using my trusty Gibson Les Paul standard with pickup Alnico 5. I'm going directly to the input of the tone print in mono, so I'm using the input in mono. Then basically, I'm using the Plethora X5. As you can see, I'm using basically everything here because I want to use it with a 4-cable method, kind of 4-cable method. Because, of course, I have to couple this with my amplifier. And today I'm using the Marshall JVM amplifier. I'm using an amplifier in silent mode, so with custom impulse responses. So I'm sending the amplifier with impulse response directly to the Plethora. So you have a sender return here on the Plethora X5, and I've used this to put into the chain my amplifier. Okay, so my amplifier is here because I wanted to use the compressor and maybe also noise gate, whatever you want, before the amplifier too. So in this way I can place my amplifier here. You can also use this FX loop to put into the chain your other analog pedals if you want, but I wanted to put inside only my amplifier. So the routing is my guitar, I'm going input, then I'm going inside the compressor, I'm going out to the FX loop, send a return with my amplifier, then in serial I'm going to the noise gate, delay and reverb, and I'm going out with the stereo cable, so output 1 and output 2. In this way I'm able to use the delay and reverb in stereo, so all the capability of the modulation. This is really cool. And I'm going to record to my Orion Studio Synergy Core Antelope Audio interface, and I'm recording also with Studio One. So this is the routing and I'm using right now. You can listen ping pong delay. Without the delay, you can listen basically the reverb in stereo. And I've also connected an expression pedal. This is my expression pedal, which is basically useful if you want to use like a volume pedal. Or you can also connect to other kind of parameter that I'll show you in a moment how to do that. So this is basically my routine. I think this is the most clever way to connect the Plethora X5. So this is mainly called 4-cable method. It's not really a 4-cable method because the real 4-cable method basically it allows also to disengage or not the connection to the amplifier. But this is the way to introduce your amplifier here and use mono signal and split it then to stereo signal. This is the way I've connected everything. Talking about the connection, again, you have double input, so stereo input, stereo output, insert, expression pedal. You have the USB mini, I guess, to connect directly to the computer, to basically use the software to manage all your tone prints. And I'll show you in a moment, but I'll show you via Bluetooth, because you can also connect everything via Bluetooth. No any cable, no any USB. It's really, really fast. And then you have the MIDI in and through to connect it and to manage everything via MIDI. Really, really cool. 5 different foot switches, which is really, really cool. No any click, so they are really flexy. Rotary knob to control in the browser. Switches, one for the board. Basically, this is for the navigation. Up you go to the other board and is loaded other kind of effects and so on and so forth. So you can load up to 128 tone print, which is a lot. And then here, this is the foot switch to play or edit. So let me show you some sounds. Let's start with the sound, what I've developed here for you, and then I'll deep dive into the browser. So let's start with the first sound, which is basically this one. Is called compressed ping pong, and it's basically the sound that you'll listen at the beginning with a clean channel, so with a clean Marshall amplifier. This is without a delay. Okay. So I can have the compressor without the compressor. With the compressor. In this way, I have basically the compressor in front of my amplifier. So it's compressing my DI of the guitar. Without the delay, without reverb, I think that I forgot the reverb here. Yes, sorry, reverb on my 2 notes torpedo, basically where I'm loading my impulse response. There was also some reverb. Okay. So this is only basically my amplifier, which is here on the FX loop, with some compression, with some delay, and reverb. I can also use this patch for maybe a solo with a distortion channel. Or without reverb and delay. is great for a rhythm. Let me go to my second. This is called 𝙎𝙬𝙬𝙚. There are some noise because I'm using here the doubler. So you have only 5 positions for your effects, and in this way I'm using a doubler because I want to show you this sound. Without doubler. But I have no more the possibility to use a gate, and you can listen this. So I have to use the gate here on my torpedo, but of course is outside the Plethora. So with the doubler, again my expression pedal for the volume. Another board, for example, this is Clean Atmo, and this is basically a really weird sound. Let me show you. So I have a delay, which is really infinite, a compressor before, a reverb, really long reverb, and if you want you can add some octave. Without octaver. It's really subtle. Yeah, another board. This is the pitch shifter solo. So basically, as you can see, I have a pitch shifter here, which is activated with the expression pedal, which is this one. Okay, and I'm using it to engage a shifter of a 2 octave. So it will not disappear my main tuning. I have, of course, delay, reverb, and compression after. So this is the normal sound. As you can listen, the compression is really useful because it compresses when you play. But if you release, you will listen the tail of the reverb. Then with the pitch shifter, of course, it's really weird, but this was the intention. So let's now deep dive into the menu. So with the board here, you can switch between all your boards, while if you want to change something, you have to go basically in the edit page. So with the switch on the edit, you can see that you can turn these three parameters, but you have to choose which parameter you want to engage. So for example, let's go again here on the first one. Let's go on the patch triple delay, this patch, okay? For example, there is no my amplifier, there is no any FX loop. So I want to engage, for example, here my FX loop. Let's go to edit. Let's go to this parameter, so I have to press it, and I'm controlling this placement, for example. So I can use my rotary to go to the FX loop, which is here, okay? I can click, and now I have here the FX loop. Of course, in the FX loop, I cannot manage anything, basically. But if you go back to the play, now you can see here is my FX loop, and now I have my amplifier. Now, for example, here I want some compression. So let's do that. Let's go to Edit. Let's press the first position. And now I can choose compression. I can press it, and now I have the compression in the first position. Here on the compression, I can tweak different parameters. These three parameters, depending on the kind of compression you will choose. And you can choose the compression with this rotary knob. As you can see, you have a lot of different kind of compression you can engage and try out. Let's choose, for example, this, I don't know, this, I read squasher here. Let's engage, and the parameters are changed. Now I can choose the sustain knob here. Attack. And the level. It's pretty slow, this kind of compressor. Let's choose hypergravity, default. Okay, now let's go to the play, and I can listen this tremolo going on, which is this one, and you can also customize it. For example, you go to Edit, you go to the third position, and you can customize the tremolo. Speedness, depth, and the volume. You can also choose different kind of tremolo. I don't know, random LFO. You can create also a really strange effect. Wow. So this is how to create your tone print. Let me show you here. You can go also on the settings all the way down, and here on the setting you have global settings, the Bluetooth for example, to connect your device. You can search it and you can find, of course, the application. It's called Tone Print. When you connected everything, you go back to the board, and here you can see all the board that you can customize. Basically, this is my first board, the compressed ping pong, ZAC, clean Atmo, and so on and so forth. So you have up to 128 space to manage, okay? 127, sorry. So as you can see now that the application is connected to the device, is written here edit boards from app, because I can edit everything here to manage basically the different kind of tone print. Basically, I can also go to template, I can also load different kind of template, I can go to the library here and see different kind of tone print and also effects, and of course I can go to the user, favorites, and my boards. Then you can go again to play, and basically you will return again to use your Plethora X5. Alright guys, so you have the link in the description if you are interested to purchase the Plethora X5 by TC Electronics. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.